Let's look at a running analysis. So you've completed the acquisition successfully, and you're going to be able to open this up on your mobile device or on the computer. So from my landing page, I click on Patients, and you're going to find the patient that you're interested in reviewing. So let's pick this one. Now, when it pulls up the patient dashboard, it shows you the 5 most recent, so it's not on there. So I have to click on Practitioner Analysis, and it's going to pull up, and we can pull up the analysis that we would like to review. Here's your summary, so you can add this information in now, or you can do it, when you're taking the analysis. Total time that someone is running, the speed at which they're running at, and the cadence. So you notice that's in red. And the reason it's in red, so this is one of those that actually gives us a metric, is it allows us to evaluate their cadence based on the height of the patient and how fast they're actually going. So this is telling us that they have a shorter number of steps relative to the speed. It's not unusual. It means they're probably taking a good stride length. So this is actually a slow speed for this particular person. Across here, so we're able to look at some of the basic information and the particular speed. So this was actually conducted on a treadmill, so that's why you see it being very, very flat. If you put your cursor over some of the points, it gives you the very specific data during that time course. We'll get into that here in just a moment, but it shows you your asymmetry similar to the walking profile. We classify this as asymmetry versus symmetry, so it's the same statistic. We're just reversing that because these numbers tend to be a little bit different. So we can see that, in fact, it is in green, and that symmetry characteristic is something that we can evaluate with the system and provide that output data for you. So at 3%, it's actually fairly normal. The strike pattern. So this actually shows us how the person comes in contact with the ground, and it's showing us that this person is a rear foot striker, or sometimes called a heel striker. So in heel strike, you'll see it's going to be represented as a negative angle. If someone was a forefoot or toe striker, it would actually be in a positive angle. And then we can actually see the relative contact force, which is 2.2 kilonewtons on one side, 2 kilonewtons on the other side. The running profile, a little bit different than what we see in the walking profile. So there is a double float phase, not a double support, but a double float. And you will see that what's going to happen is they will spend less time in contact with the ground, greater time in the air, in the swing phase, as well as the double float phase, the faster that they're running. And that will also, we will typically see a longer stride as a result of that as well. That's how they get more time in the air, because they're covering more distance. So I quickly look at these two. We see a 3-inch difference. Not too dramatic, but we continue to look down and see if we can find anything else. The pronation supination angles that we see, we consistently see that it's almost always at least double with regards to heel inversion or supination on that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the advanced, and that's actually going to show me that graphical representation. Now I'm going to click on the details. If I click on the details, it shows me that same graph, but now I can click on a point, and that's actually going to pull up all of the information that we typically see with regards to the gait pattern, right? So it shows me the speed at that aggregate of 15 seconds. So each one of those points is an aggregate of 15 seconds. We see that we have that asymmetry at that particular point of 3%. Strike pattern maybe changed a little bit, maybe the attack angle, maybe the way that they're running, if they had a few bad steps during that time. So that's what's interesting is we actually get to see that, because maybe if this was a point in time where they're starting to get fatigued, and maybe that's when the knee pain started occurring, then this could be representative of something like that. We get to compare all of the information with regards to the stride length and basically the overall profile as far as the percentage goes. And then again, we get to look at this angulation between the 2 feet at that moment in time. Now, what I can also do, if I scroll back up, is I can click on another point, and now I can actually compare 2 points or 2 moments in time. So we see that we start to see some potential changes or differences. And I will say that that's just a miscoloration because I'm using a different system at the moment. But so we start to see, oh, looky here. Now the person was actually heel striking more normal. And so maybe everything returned, or this was just a fluke over here. If they were just running like that, maybe they were itching their leg, whatever the case may be. But this just allows you to make some comparisons. You look over here during these comparisons, it does give you some arrows. So the straight arrow says no change, increase or decrease. Okay. So just again, a quick way to visualize some of these changes.